Hello, welcome to Beyond the Boundary. This is news and views, round 18.5. You've got plenty to get through, so let's kick it off straight away. I got Nick to my right, as always. How are you, Nick?
I'm great, Josh. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. And Vinay, to my left. How are you, mate?
I'm good as always, Josh. Big week has just gone by.
It has. It looked like an ordinary fixture at the start of the week.
Indeed,
But didn't it deliver some terrific games?
We almost saw an upset in every game there.
We did. Absolutely. It was a cracking first half of round 18.
Yeah.
But it was good to see the latter boys. Sydney and Hawthorn still play 1v3 on Saturday night. We'll get into that on Beyond the Boundary.
But one game that had huge implications and could have huge implications going forward, St Kilda getting over Fremantle. That has blown things wide open.
That? Seriously.
I tell you what, if I told you before the round started that the only 40-plus win would go to St Kilda over Fremantle...
And it's not even just a win. Like, it was actually a percentage booster.
It was a flogging.
That's a huge chunk out of Fremantle's percentage they've taken there.
It was a classic old drubbing.
To me, it really looked like Sydney and Fremantle were just cruising to first and second spot. You know, would see home qualifying finals, probably home prelim finals. They'd meet each other in the grand final. It looked that way because that interstate home advantage there in the final. Now with Fremantle dropping down, they're fourth now. They were almost fifth if Port Adelaide had won by a little bit more. Geelong could get second spot, Hawthorn could get second spot, Hell Port could almost get second spot still. It's huge.
Absolutely. You go back to Friday night as well. I mean, North Melbourne led a massive opportunity to finish top four. Now there's talk they may not even make the 8.
Yeah.
If they continue that form, I mean, they've got Geelong in 2 weeks' time, and they've got a couple other 50-50 games that could go either way. They still may miss out in finals. So this top 8 is nowhere near settled.
Oh, it's a roller coaster ride in there at the moment. Nothing is... Essendon, am I wrong in saying they're a very vague chance to finish top 4? Very
slim, about as slim as you, mate.
But settle down.
Thank you.
Very slim.
I do take care of myself, but it is a possibility.
If we're talking that North will miss the finals, why are we talking that Essendon will finish top 4?
It just shows you how wide open this 8 is. Essendon were 10th not too long ago, and bang, all of a sudden they can make the top 4. It's just
I don't think they will, but
they probably won't. But it's just showing you the flexibility.
There is still a chance. Yeah.
It's
of North, Essendon, Collingwood, Gold Coast, and Adelaide, they're the teams fighting for 7th and 8th. I'd say Essendon is probably the best chance to stay there.
West Coast is still fighting for 8th. They're still in there. They won't make it, but they probably won't make it.
Again, about as slim as you.
But I'm talking about mathematically speaking.
He's getting out his calculator. He's getting out his ladder prediction.
No, but we want to give the people a correct idea, and mathematically, West Coast can still make the 8.
They can, yes.
Right.
The rest of the top 8 boys, I don't think we bother talking about anyone probably under the Eagles.
Yeah,
we spoke about...
The bottom 10, you mean? Yeah.
The bottom 10?
Yeah.
The bottom 6.
You said the rest of the top 8?
Oh, yeah, okay. Anyway, but probably everyone under West Coast is probably season over. Richmond still mathematically can make it, but...
Really?
Yes, they can.
Well, if they can mathematically, why can't we? This is unbelievable.
Anyway.
Well, West Coast is more of a chance than Richmond.
We're getting controversial already on news.
One of those teams' season will be completely done this
round. Yes,
so,
correct.
Boys, the Coleman.
Yep.
Jay Schultz finished with a couple of goals on the weekend. He
One in the last quarter.
One in the last quarter. Very cool head. Never in doubt. If I wanted anyone to kick for my life after the siren, it'd be him.
I'd probably go Jack Gunston.
Jack Gunston?
Yeah.
I'd go Schultz. Just.
Okay.
Just.
All right.
Nick
could go himself, I reckon.
He probably would. He's in a bit of form recently. Jay Schultz out on 52. Tom Hawkins on 48. Only finished with the 2 goals.
Only the 2 this week, yeah.
Only the 2. Lance Franklin with a game in hand on 47. Coming up against his former club.
But he is running up that Coleman ladder like an absolute train.
He's coming home like a train.
He's averaged, I think, 3 goals for the past 5 weeks. So.
Jack Rewald as well on 44. Nick Rewald, what a game he had on the weekend.
Complete game from the centre.
30 touches and 4 goals.
That was Ablis-esque almost.
It certainly was. He sits on 42.
Moving on to our first topic of the round, it's Mick Malthouse. Has he lost the plot?
Well, this has been hotly debated, hasn't it?
He's always been a hothead in the media.
He has.
He just seems to have this sarcastic side to him that he
very
likes to use a lot. I mean, these journalists are just doing their job.
You're right. Getting the news to the people.
Exactly. They're asking questions that people want the answer to.
Yeah.
Just don't see... All I see is this frustrated person. I don't know why he seems grumpy and frustrated.
I think there have been a lot of opinions that have been had about him. Mark McClure And
He had a big opinion.
he had a massive opinion on him. He had a huge opinion to the sound of I think he should hang him up.
Yeah.
Go
Is
away.
what Mark McClure essentially
He
said.
also
He
said
said
he's got no friends.
no friends. He said he called him a bully.
Well,
He said
there's been a couple of notable instances recently. There was the thing with Cameron Ling where he's approached him at half time. He's done that with players in the past with Stephen Milne, and he's been known to do it to umpires as well.
Do you think Cameron Ling will coach at Carlton next year?
At Carlton?
Carlton? Be an assistant coach under him?
There might be a job up for grabs if Mick keeps this up.
But to be honest, I don't think Mick. People are. I think he's definitely not. He's not behaving in the appropriate way as far as the media is concerned.
Yeah.
People believe, his job is to coach, not to talk to the media. You're wrong. A coach's responsibility also does extend
extends to
keeping, good communal relations and, things like that. So he's not doing a very good job of it. But I don't think that warrants people calling him for him to be sacked. It's just the kind of person he is. We saw Brendan Bolton, probably the happiest man who's ever sat in front of a press conference.
Absolutely.
That's just the kind of person he is. And, just individual differences.
I don't think I've ever seen Mick smile at a press conference.
Me neither.
I mean,
even when they've won.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, he just needs to lighten up a bit.
Yeah, I think you're right.
There was the female reporter at his most recent press conference was Sam Lane.
Christy
Sam Lane.
Malthouse, was it? No, Christy Malthouse.
I don't think it would have been Christy Malthouse. But
Sam Lane it was, continue.
Yeah, Sam Lane. And she's asked some pretty basic questions about, do the players understand the message you're trying to get to them? They obviously didn't. This obviously wasn't after the win over North Melbourne the week before. And he's just sort of stared at her as if she's asked a dumb question and, shook his head and sort of given these sarcastic responses. And you just don't need that kind of thing. And I don't know, it didn't come across with a good look there. And it's almost like he's trying to bully the reporter.
It's like he expects the question to be loaded. It's like he thinks the media is out to get him and they're deliberately, looking for a headline that portrays him in a negative stance, when all they're really doing is just give us what your thoughts were on the game so we can print it in the newspaper and your fans can know about it. So I think Josh summed it up perfectly, to be honest. Just needs to lighten up a little.
Yeah, absolutely. And he said, "Have I murdered anyone?" Well, no, he hasn't. But as I said, lighten up.
We're not sure, but no, you haven't.
Be disappointed with the loss, but don't take it out on the reporters and stuff like that. It's just not warranted.
Exactly.
Moving on, boys.
Yeah, quite a few retirements this week. Some big names leaving the game.
Massive names.
It is the end of an era.
Hashtag end of an era. I'm going to use it for every retiree this year because there's going to be some massive names.
It is, though. It honestly is. Who have we seen retire this year, boys?
There's been Ben Rutten, Jonathan Brown, Nick Dygan, Heath Scotland,
Lenny Hayes, Jonathan Brown.
I said Jonathan
Oh,
Brown.
did you? Sorry.
I'm trying to go through team by team.
Okay, my bad.
Dean Cox just today.
Dean Cox today.
yeah.
Mitch Clark, Darren Glass, Tom Williams.
Oh, gee whiz.
There's been, and apologies if I've missed anyone.
Yeah.
But there's some very, very handy names in there.
Very, very talented.
Dom Cassisi as well.
There you go. How can we forget him? Yeah, so some very experienced names, all putting an end to their career.
Well, just over the last week since our last show, there's been 4 retirees, and there's some very big names: Cox, Hayes, Cassisi, and Maxwell. Just quickly go through their stats. Cox, 286 games ongoing. He'll retire at the end of the year.
Yep.
167 goals, 6-time All-Australian, 2006 Premiership player, 2008 Best and Fairest. Lenny Hayes, just an absolute star, one of my favourite players of all time.
He's in with a chance to break the all-time tackle tally, isn't he?
He is.
He was close to it, yeah.
He's got
5 games left, and he's got to get about 25 tackles in those 5 games, I think.
Yeah, it's held by Drew Bolton, so he's very, very close. But
I've just done the math quickly there. Between those 4 people, there are 1,014 games worth of experience.
Well done, that's fast math.
That is a lot of games.
I knew we had you on the show for a reason.
That is accumulated, just a long time.
Lenny Hayes is also ongoing. He'll finish at the end of the year as well.
Yep.
He's going to fall just short of 300 games. He's currently on 292. He's only kicked the 94 goals, which is staggering. 3-time All-Australian, and a lot of people forget that he was the 2010 drawn grand finalist Norm Smith medalist. So, Dom Cassisi finished up this week for the Port Adelaide Football Club. Probably lucky to get over the line in the end, but
I tell you what,
as a team,
he almost.
He did. He almost stuffed it up at the end there, but
wouldn't that just have been the ultimate retirement gaff?
Yeah, absolutely. He finished on 228 games, 74 goals, 2004 Premiership flag,
and the people's favourite
captain.
The people's favourite.
No, I haven't finished on Cassisi
Okay,
yet.
when you're done with him, we'll talk about the people's favourite. But continue.
And he was also a captain of the football club as well.
Was he a Premiership captain or
no? He wasn't.
Okay.
And Nick Maxwell, as
the people's favourite.
The people's favourite. Unfairly judged, I think.
Yeah,
a lot of people get caught up in the captain, you must be the best player
Nah,
in the side.
that's fair enough.
He is easily one of the best captains of the last 15 years. He led
yeah,
very,
for
very
sure.
well. 208 games, 29 goals, 2010 Premiership captain, and 2009 All-Australian.
Well, he's had a phenomenal. The legacy he's left at Collingwood has been enormous.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
and you talk to any of the young players at Collingwood, they will tell you that Maxwell had a big impact.
They do all reference the fact that Maxwell, as soon as they come to the club, he's always been the one.
Exactly. Yep.
You know, try to
Integrate
implement
them.
that experience of the young players.
Tom Langdon, an example for you guys. First person he thanked when he got his debut.
Yeah.
Maxwell. So
I reckon he's a sneak. They're similar players, Langdon
and Maxwell. Yeah, similar role.
Any chance that he might wear the number 5 next year?
Possibility, actually. Very, very strong possibility because they play very similar roles and Langdon was mentored. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But on the subject of retirements, you look at some of the names who are up in the air of retiring. Dustin Fletcher, Gian Syracuse is already confirmed. Judd, Corey Enright from the Cats. There's a couple at West Coast, Beau Waters, Sam Butler.
up. Yeah, continue.
Sam Butler as well.
Yeah.
There's a host of other names as well. Brad Sewell as well.
Yeah.
There's some massive names
There
that
are
are
still
still calling into their
Huge names.
playing careers. So.
Very, very good point. So, like you said, we're reaching the end of an era for sure.
Hashtag end of an era.
Not sure that'll catch on, Josh.
The start of a new one.
I reckon it will.
I tell you what
wants to start it off.
will catch on, boys.
I tell you what, it is the start of a new era.
It is definitely.
And wobble. Jake Carlisle.
Oh no.
Here we go. Well, you cannot deny, I don't care if you think I'm biased or whatever.
No, I don't think you're biased.
You cannot deny that he has taken the football world by storm.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, he's surprised the proverbial pants off me. The proverbial pants.
Okay.
But he's been excellent. He's been very, very good. I was one of his critics. I thought that he probably didn't belong forward, but at the same time, I did repeatedly say that forwards take time to develop, so that he should be given a chance. And he's shown that. He's obviously a very talented player. In our last show, Josh was speaking about how he's still only 22 years old. So, you've got to give the kid a chance. And he hasn't. He just responded in unprecedented fashion.
Again, it was never going to be a quick fix, and that point's just been reiterated a couple times.
I felt bad for the Bulldogs, actually, because it was just Carlisle.
I don't really, to be honest, because I left him alone a lot and left space open for him to run into. So
That's a good point. Having said that, he did take some very, very
absolutely.
good
It's
I was just going to
number
touch
of
on
touches,
what really stands out for me is the marking. The kicking you still got to work on. Maybe some aspects of where he leads to. You don't see those real forward instincts in him, but his marking is just so strong. And I saw that in the Geelong game a couple of weeks ago. He didn't really kick a bag, but the marking was just so dangerous. He comes out of nowhere, and those hands.
He's got a very long reach. He's got a
ridiculous.
very, very long reach as well. So
Well, his last 2 games against Collingwood and the Bulldogs, he's
Take like 30 grabs.
he's kicked 12 goals, 45 disposals. Listen to the mark stats here. He's taken 31 marks, 17 of those inside 50, 13 of those contested. Last night against the Bulldogs, he had the most marks inside 50, 10, since the stat has been recorded.
No, wow.
That's
That is...
you just can't argue with that.
you can't say anything, can you? You just have to sit back and appreciate it. As you mentioned, he did take a lot of mark. The Bulldogs should have marked him much closer.
Yeah.
I thought they probably left Jordan Roughhead, was it, on him for too long. He was getting an absolute baking in the first half.
The thing was, at one point, Liam Picken was standing on him.
Yeah, I don't know they had Dale Morris on him. It was a clear height
I know
disadvantage.
Picken's a very good tagger, but...
To me, I honestly thought they needed somebody like a taller kind of defender, maybe even like an Easton Wood, who's got a bit of a vertical leap and can actually counter Carlisle's reach. But they put Dal Morris on him, who's about half his size.
Yeah.
And like you said, Liam Picken had a shocking game yesterday, got subbed off.
Yeah, so the Bombers play Sydney in 2 weeks, so we'll see the real test there with Heath Grundy and Ted Richards. It's going to be an intriguing contest. No Danaher either to help him out next week. He's going to miss a couple of weeks, so it'll be interesting to see how he backs up these 2 brilliant performances against one of the best defences in the competition.
So there will be. I think that brings us to the end of a rather short episode of News and Views there.
Absolutely. We like to keep it short here at BTB, but it was a fantastic episode. Yeah, got through plenty. It was a good chat.
Definitely. Yeah.
Now make sure
keep
if you haven't already, have a look at the regular show, the round 18.5 match previews. There'll be a link to that at the end of the video this week.
Absolutely, boys. Well, thank you for joining me, Vinay.
No problem.
Nick,
Pleasure.
We'll see you next week.